Hey guys, Randall Cornett here. Hope you guys had a great Friday. I know I did. I'm probably 7 sheets to the wind right now. I've been drinking, celebrating since market close, and I kind of been pounding them down. The reason why I'm just celebrating, Fridays have typically not been the best for us. Ending the day up 15% is something that, I celebrate, especially with what I was expecting. I was expecting some, what they normally do on Fridays. So looking at this chart, guys, you could see that we dipped down into this $43 range, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna keep doing this shit again, and then boom, we popped up and we jumped back down. We couldn't really sustain over this $44 level that I had marked here, and then all of a sudden we just crushed. I mean, we just had a run, and it really pretty much continued for the rest of the day. It seemed like they tried to short us back down with some ladder attacks, and we kind of prevailed. So for that, guys, like I said, I told you I'm already kind of tipsy, but I mean, what the hell? I'm enjoying my Friday. So this one's for you guys. You guys honestly did so great today. It's unreal. So cheers. Ugh. Okay. I didn't have any Kraken today, which I've been trying to do to pay homage to Trey, but we ended up getting some Sailor Jerry's because they didn't have any Kraken. So my auto trend line is pointing that we are continuing to have an upward projection for the rest of the pre-market, which is good for us. So moving past the charts, I know a lot of you guys have been really interested in some of the dark pool data, so let's go ahead and pull that up. If we want to look at the dark pool volume for today, let's pull up trading hours over here. And so dark pool volume accounted for 65.7% of the volume today, right? 122 million in volume. So when you have 65% of the market's volume going on in the dark pool, that's a big reason why you'll see price be stagnant. The fact that we actually had a green day today with 65% of the volume being done in the dark pool speaks volumes, guy. Like, you guys should literally be patting yourselves on the back. We did amazing today. And next week, those June 18th, the open interest on June 18th is absolutely absurd. We're going to get into that here shortly. I just want to let people know I gotta crank home to you guys the fact that we had a plus 15% day and we had 65% of volume in the dark pool. That is huge for us, you guys. That's awesome. So moving past that, let's look at some of the call options that were significant today. So what I did is I took and I had filtered out all the call options that were over $500,000 in value. So what you guys are seeing here with these colors on the screen is basically everything that was call options that were bought at over $500,000 for today. Now, what's really interesting about this, excuse me, is that you have every single one of these options are expiring June 18th, and they're all at this $43 price. So, and that's just for today. Don't let that scare you guys. I'm just saying the big money that came in today, and the majority of it being calls. And this should make you guys happy. They're betting that the stock does not go below $43. And this is, to me, is a strong show of sentiment. And just look at the value of these options, right? 1.5 million, 1.3 million, 1.2 million, 1.5, 1.3, right? These guys are betting big money, and also options are not cheap right now, guys. Like, they're super expensive to buy. If you go look at the options chain compared to where it was like less than a month ago, it's a night and day difference. So again, I'm taking this from a sentiment play, and I think that this shows that people are really putting their money where their mouth is, and I think that 43 could serve as a strong support for us. And then if you guys want to look at some of the institutional blocks that came through today, you can look where my mouse is over here on the right. This is not dark pool. This is just straight up VWAP stuff. 226,000 shares were purchased for $11 million at a $48.96 price point. And then you had a 103,109 block bought for 4.6 million. So these are usually like, broker to broker, bank to bank, private client stuff when they're transacting through VWAP trades. So moving past that, I want to show you this chart that I had posted on my Twitter today, and what this shows is the money flow of the dark pool. Okay, so you can see how and it might be kind of difficult. I'll try and zoom in for you guys here, but you can just go to my Twitter, which is my name, the same name as my YouTube channel, if you want to see this chart. But basically, it just shows the amount in millions that is going on in the dark pool, and this right here, and this is from January all the way to June 10th. And so if you look right here where my mouse is hovering, this is basically when GameStop and AMC at our first run up, you can see just the dark pool volume kind of building up to that. It's almost like they knew something was up, but they you could see it kind of spiked here, and then we have this level where it's more or less a pretty flat line up until about May 28th here, and we can just see it completely spike back up. History is repeating itself, guys, in my opinion. That's what I view from this, right? When you see this number going back up and you see it's kind of got the same ramp, it's like, hey, it's picking up, it's picking up, it's picking up, almost like they know something. So I'm just letting you guys know, I know dark pool has been scary, and it is super scary, but I know a lot of it has been, we're fearful of people, you know, using those shares against us, and it's highly possible and actually probable. But, you know, there could be some big, not whales, but institutions, people that have access to the dark pool that are on our side as well. Like I said, you're seeing kind of the same ramp up. So I thought this was pretty interesting. Moving past that, let's take a look at how many calls expired in the money today. We had 90,000 calls expire in the money. I assume that we've seen maybe them start hedging for those positions a little bit today. I think we'll see a lot more of that on Monday. We could have a really good positive green day on Monday if they start hedging for some of these positions that they have to cover from the options. So that is really good stuff. 1.3 million shares to borrow. This number has been changing so much. It's really hard to really base anything off of it. And also I think it's important that you guys understand that these lenders have a benefit to lend these shares out. Right? Like I said, they're getting paid interest on them. And so it's in their, what they'll do is they'll actually do things like lower the interest rate compared to their competitors to entice people to borrow. So there's like a whole other market that's going on there. In fact, in some cases, they'll actually pay an interest on, like, let's say the collateral that's being, so if somebody puts up collateral to borrow those shares, these lenders will literally pay an interest on that collateral. So these people make a little chunk of change just to borrow it. So there's people competing for that business. So you guys have to understand, when you look at these numbers, that's why they change so much. But overall, we're in great shape. If we want to look at well, again, you can see the options in the money. There's 90,000. There's 330,000 that are out the money. A lot of those are going to this June 18th strike, and we'll look at that. One thing I wanted to show you guys is the failure to delivers. We're at 126,000. That number is going to go up immensely here in the like probably the next week. We'll see that number really add up with some of the settlement times that we're looking at. What I did want to show you guys, so take a look at this. So if we come over here to, I'm looking for options, open interest. So look at the open interest. Okay, there's 1.3 million in open interest on June 18th between the calls and the puts. That's absurd. That's a crazy amount of open interest. June 18th is a big day for us. I expect a lot of shit leading up to that. If us apes can win, though, that could be the death blow. I'm hoping that we see strong price movement again Monday because of the options that were in the money today. See some of them hedging for that Monday, and hopefully that will kickstart us up for a green week, and we can really bring it to them on the 18th. Just the fact that if you look at the total open interest, so across all options on AMC, it's 4.4 million. The fact that one expiration contract, so the fact that June 18th holds 1.4 million is insane. And the fact that, so if you take this 4.4, right, and you look at the call open interest, if you like take it and you look at the whole picture of this, right, so all the calls across all contracts is 2 million in open interest, right? But just on this June 18th is 1.3 million of it. So this accounts for more than half of the total open interest across all AMC option contracts, which is crazy. So that being said, guys, I think that there is something to be talked about here. There was a lot of FUD that was going on this week, and I'm probably being a little bit belligerent because I've been drinking, but I gotta tell you guys, as far as I can see, it seems like there was, some contention and people really kind of going at each other's throats, but it seems like we got past that. I'm very proud to be part of this community. I really am. You guys are absolutely awesome. And TMI and I were talking about this, and Short the Vix were talking about this earlier today about how we've kind of went through and exhausted all of our friends that we could talk to about AMC. They're about sick of and tired about hearing about it. And that brings me and circles me back to the reason why I created this YouTube channel. It was never about, in fact, I kind of used to make fun of YouTubers. It was never about being like a YouTuber or that guy. It was just because I needed to connect with people that shared the same conviction about a stock that I do. And I think that that's really important to realize, guys. We're in a unique group, and I got you if you guys got me. And I really, I'm in I can't even find the words for it. Really, it's just a beautiful thing. We're in a great spot, and what I expect next week is good things. I think that we're going to live up to the hype. I think we're going to make good on these June 18th calls. I think a lot of people are going to make some money, and I really do think that it could serve as a death blow. I look for in the longer term, $70 being our real big crux. Like if we can get what I'm trying to say is it looks like they have a lot of built up pressure and the intent to keep us below $70. So that number, I think if we can get over that 70 hump cleanly, opens up a lot of doors for us and accelerates where we're going in a big way. It really does. And I just have to say, there's so much information that's coming out, guys, and I'm trying to keep up with it. And we just gotta, as we get new information, trust your own brains, right? So even stuff that you read from me, my friends, all the guys that are out here, make sure that if you're going to believe something that you can verify it yourself. I think that's super important. And again, just make sure you guys are staying convicted. If we're looking at the option trade sentiment summary for today too, look at, it's a bullish signal. I mean, everything is looking good for us, guys. There's not much that I can complain about. And when we look at the historical info of the stock itself, I mean, it speaks for itself, guys. Look at this. I mean, it's literally the last 25 entries. You just see constant green, 23%, 13%, 20%, 19%, 22%, 95% days. That's a sea of green. The red, it's really not significant at all. So make sure you guys are holding your conviction. Make sure you guys are standing strong. I'm going to go have some drinks and have some fun and celebrate because I'm part of the best community in the world. And I'm making, life-changing money when I'm doing it. There's nowhere else that I'd rather be right now. I'm at the perfect spot in my life. And I'm glad that I can share this journey with you guys. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. We'll probably be doing some live chats and shit. I might even get all crazy tonight. Come on, all sloshed up. If you guys enjoy the content, though, please drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It does a lot for me. My subscriber count has obviously been growing like crazy. If you guys have been following me, I've been growing like a weed. But again, it's what matters to me is the fact that I have, 100 comments that I could read through and actually chat with you guys at night. So leave the comments. I promise you, I'll go through and talk to you guys. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Love you long time. Peace.